students' constitutional rights on school campuses. We have a special guest, Sherelle, an educational leader with extensive experience in school administration and policy. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here to discuss such an important topic.
Let's dive right in. Can you provide us with a general historical, constitutional, and legal framework that explains students' constitutional rights on school campuses?
Absolutely. The concept of students' constitutional rights on school campuses has evolved significantly over the years. Historically, the Supreme Court has played a crucial role in defining these rights. One landmark case is Tinker versus Des Moines Independent Community School District in 1969, where the Supreme Court ruled that students do not share their constitutional rights to freedom of speech or expression at the schoolhouse gate. This case established the precedence that students have First Amendment rights, but these rights can be balanced against the need for school order and discipline. Another important case is New Jersey versus T.L. Lowe in 1985, which addressed the Fourth Amendment rights of students. The court held that while students have privacy rights, school officials only need reasonable suspicion to conduct searches, a lower standard than the probable cause required for law enforcement.
That's fascinating. How does the type of school setting influence the laws that apply to students' constitutional rights?
The type of school setting indeed plays a significant role. Public schools, being government entities, must adhere strictly to constitutional protections, including the First and Fourth Amendments. However, charter schools, while publicly funded, may have more flexibility depending on state laws and their individual charters. Private schools, on the other hand, are not bound by the same constitutional requirements because they do not receive government funding. Virtual schools add another layer of complexity, especially concerning digital privacy and freedom of expression online.
Very interesting. Now, let's talk about a current issue related to students' constitutional rights in schools. Could you highlight one such issue and present at least two sides of it?
Certainly. One pressing issue is the regulation of students' social media posts, especially those made off campus. This was recently brought to national attention in the case of Mahoney Area School District versus BL in 2021. In this case, a high school cheerleader posted a profanity-laden message on Snapchat after not making the varsity squad. The school suspended her from the cheerleading team, arguing that her post disrupted school operations. On one side, supporters of the school's decision argue that schools have a vested interest in maintaining order and discipline and that off campus behavior can significantly impact the school environment. On the other hand, advocates for students' rights argue that schools should not have the authority to regulate off campus speech and that doing so infringes on students' First Amendment rights. The Supreme Court sided with the student, emphasizing the importance of protecting even unpopular speech and setting limits on school authority over off campus speech.
That's a complex issue with valid points on both sides. Based on your role as an educational leader, where do you stand on this issue?
As an educational leader, I believe that while it is crucial to maintain a disciplined and respectful school environment, we must also respect students' constitutional rights. Schools should focus on educating students about responsible social media use and the potential consequences of their actions, rather than extending their disciplinary reach too far into students' personal lives. Balancing school safety and order with the protection of individual rights is essential, and any disciplinary action should be grounded in clear, fair policies that respect legal and ethical standards.
Thank you for sharing your insights. Before we wrap up, could you cite some sources for our listeners who want to learn more?
Certainly. I recommend looking into the following resources, such as Tinker versus Des Moines Independent School District 393 US 503 in 1969. You may look into the New Jersey versus T.L. Lowe case 469 US 325 of 1985. You may also look at the Mahoney Area School District versus BL 594 US that was held in 2021. These cases provide a solid foundation for understanding the legal landscape of students' constitutional rights in schools.
Thank you, Sherelle, for your valuable insights and for helping us understand this complex topic better.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
That's it for today's segment. Tune in next time for more discussions on important educational topics. Stay safe